Okay, so welcome to this free guide on how to shift your identity in 2026. Identity creation and shifting your identity is the single best thing you can do in the modern day and age. You don't need all the plans, you don't need all the extra resources, all you need is to shift your identity, which is something you can do yourself. So in this guide, I'm going to give you a bit of an insight and I will take you through how exactly this can help you. So identity shifting is a crucial moment in any journey to achieve a transformation. Whenever you want to go from A to B or from Z to A, depending on where you're starting, you need to make a fundamental shift in your identity, and it's a crucial moment in anyone's journey. There is one fundamental concept you need to understand to effectively shift your identity, and I'm going to explain that to you in this guide. So how did I, from picture A, you could say this is Z, if we're going up the ladder, because you wouldn't go from A to B, you wouldn't go down, you'd go from Z to A. So let's say this is ZJ. ZJ here, how did I go from being, to be honest, undisciplined, lazy, unmotivated, lacking in any inspiration. I didn't really want anything, I was unhappy, I was on medication as well, which is a whole different story. But how do I go from this kid here who was unhappy to this kid recently in Bali? We'll call this AJ, A star J. Okay, so how do I go from that to A star J? It's really quite simple when you understand it, but the problem is no one is ever taught how to do it. No one's ever taught how to actually make a fundamental shift, and here's the brutal truth and why you're not told it, because it's how industries are built. Industries are built to do the transformation for you. They don't want you to do the transformation yourself, so let's get into it. Okay, so I had a burning desire to change. That was the linchpin between ZJ here and A star J. You might be asking, what did I do? Well, I had a burning desire to change. The only thing I had to work with was a dream. The only thing I had was this dream, this idea in my own head of what I wanted to achieve. Once you know what you want, you can reverse engineer the steps to achieving your goal. It's very simple. Once you have the goal of where you want to get to, you can reverse engineer the steps. But let me ask you this. Do you really want it? Now, if you're on this identity shifting guide, of course you're going to want it. But do you really want it? I do really have to ask you this, because a lot of people like free stuff. They like free guides. They like the freebies. But they don't actually use it. The truth is, if you used half of the free guides that you currently had access to, that's all you need. You don't need much more. But do you really want it? A majority of the people lie to themselves. I was with an old friend recently. I gave him the resources that he needed to make his own transformation, the exact things that I used. And you know when you can just see people actively choose not to do it? They choose mediocrity, they choose to be comfortable rather than embracing the pain of growth. That was a very sad decision. I gave him the resources and he didn't really want it. And you watching this video, hopefully you really want it, else you wouldn't be here on this guide. So I'm going to give you something that will help you. Look at how you spend, and this is going to open your eyes. Look at how you spend your time currently. I want you to look at your previous day. So list your previous days. Today for me today, Thursday. So I would be listing Wednesday. And if I really wanted to go back further, I'd list the previous week. But list your previous day, which on Thursday today will be Wednesday for you. And list what you did. And then answer me this question. Is this the behavior of someone with a burning desire? Now, I have listed my previous day in the format that you can use. 7 o'clock, I woke up, I did my morning routine. You don't need this massive long morning routine. You don't need to do 20 cold showers, 20 push-ups and 10,000 affirmations per day. 7 o'clock, I woke up, I went about my business, I did what I needed to do. By 8 o'clock, I was at the gym. I was ready to work out, ready to hit the gym. And a lot of you guys watching this video, you may be watching this from Instagram Reels. I did a lot of the marketing for this guide was primarily directed at or with the gym in mind. So we'll use that as an example for this guide, but it applies to anything in life, it applies to anything you want to do. 9 o'clock I was still at the gym. By 10 o'clock I was at my desk ready to work. This is what I did in the previous day, and I would say this is a burning desire to get shit done. Burning desire to make a change. You need to list your previous day, and you need to identify and honestly ask yourself, is this the behavior of someone with a burning desire? Now, if you do that and you're honest with yourself, let's focus on your goal. It's very easy once you know where you want to get to reverse engineer your steps. So you need a crystal clear goal and you need to get crystal clear on it. I made this mistake myself. I wasn't clear on what I really wanted. It was vague, and I wasn't clear on what I wanted because I didn't know what I really wanted. That's why it's important to get a burning desire for what you actually really want to achieve. And you can achieve anything, by the way. Don't fall for the doom and gloom that there are limitations on you. You can achieve any transformation you want to achieve. But you need to get crystal clear on your goal. There is a technique that I teach inside a Creator. We'll talk about that later. But it's visualization, the power of visualization. How often do you have your goal once you get crystal clear of your goal? How often do you have your goal in your mind's eye? How often are you thinking about it? How often are you visualizing it? Another thing that you can be asking yourself, how often do you have your goal in your mind's eye and you're using the power of visualization and you're using the technique correctly? How often are you doing that? You'll know the answer. Like, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. So what is it you want to achieve? Let's use fitness as an example. You need to get crystal clear on the specifics. What body weight are you currently? And imagine where you want to get to. What body weight are you in your goal? In your goal, in your mind's eye, what body weight are you? What's your diet like? What are you eating on a day-to-day basis? How often are you training? How often do you actually go to the gym? And what do you do while you are there? What are you training for? Are you doing cardio? Are you doing weights? What are you training for? These questions are really helpful in asking yourself. It's not specifically applied to the gym. Again, you can do this for anything, but I do have a little tip for the gym goers out there. Use the mirror. You do not need all these fitness programs, fitness plans. You don't need the latest exercise that you found on TikTok. You don't need the latest supplement stack or whatever. Use the mirror. Literally what I did, I turn up in the gym, I look at myself in the mirror. If you want to go to the changing rooms and take your top off, strip down to your pants and just look at yourself. You can visually see with your own, once you know the crystal clear goal in your mind's eye, you can then look at yourself in the mirror and see what you need to improve. So I looked at myself and said, well, I want my neck to improve. I want to get a thicker neck. So I'd look in the mirror. Okay, in my mind's eye, I know I have a thick neck in that where I want to get to. I go and look at myself in the mirror. The neck isn't where I want it to be. So I then train neck. You apply this to any group. You don't need fitness plans. You don't need someone telling you what to do. And that's not very popular with the fitness community, but who cares? So the concept that I wanted to give to you, and this is the fundamental point and the whole reason you clicked on this guide. Your beliefs are powerful, and I'm going to explain how this kind of works. You need to shift the belief you have about yourself. For example, currently, if you're undisciplined, if you're not very motivated, if you're lazy, and you'll know if you're lazy or not, you'll have these things that you say about yourself, these beliefs that you hold about yourself. And what are beliefs? They are subjective opinions. You have an opinion of yourself that you are not disciplined, that you are not someone who goes to the gym. So, you need to change the belief about yourself. For example, using the gym. I am not disciplined and don't go to the gym. transformation you want to make is to get the dream body, your dream physique, be buff in the gym. You shift your belief. Okay, how do you achieve that transformation, that gym transformation? Well, you go to the gym, you lift the weights, and you get the diet right. It's really that simple. So the belief from being not disciplined, you need to shift it to, I am going to the gym every day. And guess what? If you go to the gym every day and lift the weights every day, you will gain muscle. It's how it works. But the belief is powerful. If you believe that you are not disciplined, you're not motivated, you're lazy, I don't go to the gym. If you believe that about yourself, you're not going to go to the gym, and you're never going to have that physique and make the transformation. So you need to start saying to yourself, I am going to the gym every day. Now, we can all say stuff to ourselves. We can all tell ourselves that we're the greatest thing since the creation of time. But without evidence, without actually doing it, you're just deluded. You're just lying to yourself. And there is an element of lying to yourself. But without results, you're just faking it. Here is how you get around that. And this is what I learned in Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I was actually reading it last night, and there's figure 2.1 there. That's a very good book to read on everything you need to know about identity shifting. But your brain is looking for past evidence. Your brain is always looking for evidence, okay? And you use past experiences, past emotions, past memories to formulate evidence. Your brain is looking for past evidence to prove to you that you are who you say you are. So if you now go around saying, I go to the gym every day, I work out 7 times a week, your brain is going to look for evidence to prove that you are that type of guy. And if you don't go to the gym every day, and most people out there, they like to claim that they go every day, but they don't. They're just lying to themselves. Your brain is looking for past evidence to prove to you that you are who you say you are. It's not about other people. If you are saying, I go to the gym every day, your brain is going to hold you accountable. Your brain is going to look for past evidence to prove that this is the reality that you say you are living. How do you get around that? How do you actually build it into your routine and structure and become the disciplined guy that you always wanted to be? You just turn up. It's really that simple. You don't have to turn up and do a 2-hour gym session. If you've never gone to the gym in your life, making that shift and that transformation from 0 hours in the gym to 3 hours a heavy session in the gym, it's impossible. You're not going to be able to do it because you've not done it. Your brain has no evidence. But if you turn up to the gym every day for just 10 minutes, and this is what I did, this is how I started going to the gym. I was bored, I had nothing to do, I started going to the gym, I hated working out, I didn't like it, it was painful, and it was difficult, and I was confused. I didn't really have this belief, but I had the idea. I had the belief of where I wanted to get to. There was something inside of me that just said, if I just go each and every day for 10 minutes, I don't even have to lift weights, I'll do one set. But my brain, at that point, my brain had evidence. I am going to the gym every day. And then eventually, if you go to the gym every day and you're there, you're going to start lifting the weights. You're not just going to sit there. You will eventually start going, as you build up that belief that you are someone who goes to the gym every day, you are going to start lifting weights. There's people around you, there's big guys who are built and have done it, inspirational guys, motivational communities in these gyms. You're not just going to sit there, you're going to feel a bit guilty. You put yourself in that position where you do just lift the weights. If you're at home, it's very easy to watch TV. If you're at the gym, it's very easy to lift weights. You just need to turn up. And if you want to learn more about how you can apply identity shifting to the rest of your life, I can help you inside of the Creator Institute of Higher Knowledge. This is my life's work so far. Creator Mind Mastery. It's all about reprogramming your mind, utilizing your mind, and I'll teach you how to utilize the raw, untapped power of your mind, because you have no understanding yet of the potential and the power that lies. Have you pushed yourself? Have you unearthed the true raw potential within yourself? Have you realized your potential? You don't even know how powerful you are, and that is what I teach you. I teach you how to master your mind, Life is an internal game. Your internal reality reflects your outer world. If your internal reality is someone who goes to the gym, you believe you go to the gym every day, you do believe you go to the gym every day, you have the physique to prove it, then your outer reality will reflect discipline. Someone who is dedicated, someone who is motivated, people trust you more as a result. That's how it all works, guys. I teach you more inside of Creator, which you can join now. The link will be in the description. And that was your full free guide on how to shift your identity in 2026. If you liked that, if you enjoyed it, if you found it valuable, if it was fundamentally, if it clicked in your brain, if the amount of clicks in your brain went off, if light bulbs started getting ignited during this guide, then you're going to love what I have to offer you in Creator Mind Mastery. Don't hesitate. Become the person you want to be in the future today.